Hello everyone and welcome to this video by Beta CAE Systems. Today we'll demonstrate the latest developments of Meta version 21 in the area of graphics. Starting with the enhancements in the visualization of 3D spheres, we'll load a model with discrete element spheres and read the radius as a scalar result. We notice that we can view the discrete element spheres drawn as such, but now it is also possible to draw them according to the real radius. If we navigate to Settings, Window Settings, Drawing, we encounter a whole newly designed area of settings for the visualization of 3D spheres. We have separate tabs for masses and particles, hexaelements, and airbag particles and discrete element spheres. We can choose to view the spheres in pixels or in model units, and of course we can edit their size to preference. A brand new option has been added that allows us to use the real radius as long as it's loaded as a scalar label and visualize the spheres accordingly. Therefore, elements with larger radii are shown bigger than those with smaller ones. The same principle applies to airbag particles. If we now load a new model with airbag particles and make sure to read the radius as a scalar label, we can view the airbag particles again drawn according to the real radius as long as the particular setting is activated. Next, we will load a model with hexaelements and load the von Mises stresses as scalar results and element forces as vector results. Through the PID list and using the latest filtering mechanisms introduced in the previous version, we can filter the entities by type and choose the P-shells only. Once we select them all, we can change their color to a light gray, add some transparency to them, and also remove the feature lines. We can then easily spot the hexaelements. If we choose to view the hexaelements as spheres, again we may select between pixels and model units, and we may also activate the fringe to view results on them as per the currently loaded scalar label, which is the von Mises stress. In addition, we may choose to have the hexaelements drawn based on their scalar value, and as a result, elements with higher stresses are drawn bigger than elements with lower stress values. We can still adjust the size in pixels or model units. The value we input represents the element with the bigger size, and the rest are drawn accordingly. We will now proceed to showing some enhancements in the drawing of 3D vectors. If we keep only one part visible, say this one, and we activate the vector fringe, the vectors are drawn too small, so we'd like to change their scale factor. We go back to the vector fringe options. We see that we now have individual scale factors for each vector component. We can therefore set an appropriate scale factor for the total vector. This looks better now. And set a different factor for the X component, for example. This is much easier than before, where the scale was controlled by the deformation factors. Further to that, we can now see the effects of global specular and shininess values on the 3D vectors. If we enable the high quality fringes and then add the specular and shininess values, we can see their effects on the 3D vectors. Moving to the last feature for graphics, we will load an Abaqus file with PC3D elements. So we've got these PC3D elements drawn as spheres, and there's the option to view them as one fluid. Now if we type fluid here in the search bar of the settings menu, we can enable this checkbox, and the PC3D elements are now visualized as a unified fluid. This is better viewed with render mode on, and we can also use the option to keep our PID colors while being in render mode. We may select a glass material for the bottle, for instance, and we may adjust the visualization of the PC3Ds as fluids through the settings that were offered here. So there's the option to change the opaqueness of the representation and also adjust the smoothing steps, so the more they are, the more unified this looks, and also the sharpening effect at the edges. This brings us to an end in terms of new features in the area of graphics. Stay tuned for more videos on other disciplines. Thanks for watching.